Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the entry-level GV70. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden, Utah for giving me some time with this GV70. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around 10, and then 26 on the highway with power outputs being 300 horsepower and then 311 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So, starting with the hood, the silver paint really shows off the body lines. We've got the cool split light design here with the GV70. I think it's interesting that that's all blacked out, and then the grille, it's got more of like a silver finish on it. I think that's pretty interesting. But overall, good looking car. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255 by 40 by 21 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, really cool design. Brake calipers all blacked out. And then you guys can see with the fender flares how those are painted to match everything. Same thing with most of the bodywork there. And then nice trim around the windows. And if we take a few steps back, good looking side profile. Now taking a look at the key fob, if it'll focus, there we go, lock and unlock function. We've got the remote start function, self-park feature as well. We've got the opening for the hatch, everything you need. Also you can turn on the lights. Very busy key fob. Now taking a look at the cargo area, this is one of the things that I think is a strong suit for the GV70. It's got quite a bit of space here in the back, and it's cool with the cover you get here in the rear as well. But anyways, when you're all done with the rear, just press this button right here and that will lower the hatch right back down. Got that cool double taillight design here in the back as well. Got the booster exhaust tips is what I like to call them. And this one actually has a receiver hitch there in the center. Interesting to see that whole setup. But let me know what you think about the exterior, but I think it looks pretty sweet. Now we've got a very blue interior, so sunshade here for the back passengers. I like that red stitching goes throughout, and this is cool with the trim at the bottom. And that's nice that even that's padded at the very bottom on this. Very bright seat belts. These seats are really cool. They've got like a mesh insert for the entry level. And then popping in, pretty typical for the segment. Again, this competes against like an SQ5, for example. And there's like the vents and all of that. Pretty cool with our own climate zone. That's so funny. Seat in maximum lounge mode right there, but you can also adjust it. Anyways, headroom back here is pretty good. Now taking a look at the front door panel again, really nice trim all over and that cool little piece. All of our window controls right here. The mirrors do power fold in. We've got memory seat functionality, blind spot running with the mirrors, and then look at the front seat. That's nice. With all the trim, all of our adjustments. We got massage function too. That's fancy. There's the pedals down below. And you can see with the hill descent control, stability control. Steering wheel is power adjustable, and then really nice trim all across the dash. So starting with the steering wheel, nice trim all around. I like how it's perforated on the other side. Paddle shifters on the back for the 8-speed. Nice stitching around the airbag cover with the Genesis logo. Got stuff like our adaptive cruise control, lane centering. And you can see with the regular stocks on the back. Pretty cool gauge cluster here. Scroll through and see different bits of info on it if you want, and then it'll do the fun change with the drive modes. I don't know, so I think that's kind of another fun part of this system. 360 camera system in reverse, and this is cool. The exterior shot, how you can change that. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, I can control it with a dial if I want, which is a nice feature. It's also a touchscreen, responds very quickly, so easy enough. Nice soft touch all across the dash, and we see with the vent connection there, and then the box. It's pretty nice. And then dual zone climate controls, heated ventilated seats. This is nice with the physical. Drive mode select with the volume control. It's for the infotainment system. And then your dial shifter. Nice trim here on the side, and then pretty solid with the storage. I like that as well. And then up top we've got our controls here for the giant sunroof. It's not kind of hard to see, but 2025 GV70 Prestige, Sport Prestige rather. $60,355 is the total MSRP on this. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood. Both mirrors, do a blind spotting. Throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off. I like this package, by the way. Sport Prestige. It's cool. And the fact you have cooled seats even with this like mesh, you wouldn't expect that, but they've made it possible. I mean, there is the like little, so I wonder if it's only coming out of that section and not coming out of the mesh at all. It could be a possibility. No, it feels like it's coming out of hard to tell. Hard to tell. Anywho, it's interesting to see how this engine performs. I just drove the 3.5T right before this, so to see the 2.5T back to back with 3.5T be interesting. Definitely less torque right off the bat, like perceivably. Drive any different. This interior is also really nice throughout. Just good job, Genesis, I'd say. Yeah, it's comfy. So I'll pop it into the Sport Plus. Ooh! Yeah, not as quick. Definitely a little bit more turbo lag. You always get the 4 cylinders compared to a 6 cylinder. Not bad. Not bad at all. To sum things up with the Sport Prestige package and the 2.5T, I really like this package. I think it's cool. I mean, I know this interior is not going to be for everyone, but it's a nice interior. Drives well. And it looks cool, yeah. Now with the 2.5T compared to the 3, yeah, you don't have as much power, not as much torque, and you feel it. I wouldn't say that it sounds any worse though. The V6 they didn't really do a lot for the soundtrack on that, so you don't really gain or lose much from that perspective. So overall, like this package. No, it's not for everyone. If you just want like luxury and you don't want some of the bright coloration on this, you can get the advanced. And then if I think if you can afford the 3.5T, I think it's worth upgrading to. Fuel economy is not that much less, and the performance it's a pretty big difference. So let me know your thoughts.